Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Hazeeq, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Morpheus Network's token. The ticker is MNW, and I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now let's jump straight into the daily chart. So taking a look at the daily chart, you can see Morpheus Network has been doing very well since June 2022. And just a quick little shout out to my Patreon, because we entered this thing all the way back here. I think it was sometime in August or maybe even September. We entered at 50-ish cents, 52 cents, I think. And from there, we had this massive move to the upside, and we were able to secure some profits at around about $1.95. So we were creating a portfolio at that time, a secondary portfolio, and we entered a lot of altcoins at these cheap prices. So this move, we secured a nice 3x here, or even a 4x, I should say. So yeah, if you want all of these low cap gem altcoins and you want to get in early on them, I would recommend you check out my Patreon. We have around 40 posts on low cap gems, and there are a bunch of gems in there that I'm not talking about here on YouTube, just because I want to provide as much value as possible on Patreon. But Morpheus Network is one of those gems, and obviously right now we're sitting at $1.43. I do have this token in my portfolio. This is an amazing project. It's a supply chain, so this is a competitor of VeChain, but this one is obviously, the market cap is much lower. So if I open up CoinMarketCap and we take a look at the market cap that we have for MNW, it's going to be way lower than the VeChain market cap, obviously. So we're currently sitting at $67 million, 68, and the circulating supply is actually 99% of the total supply. So this is also a very important thing. The tokenomics are incredibly well, because there are no more tokens that are going to be dropped into the circulating supply, or I guess there is 1% that's going to be added into circulation. But other than that, we are good for continuation here. There is no divergence between the market cap and the price action, and obviously this is a supply chain coin that makes transactions easier. And yeah, just feel free to check this out. They use blockchain technology for the supply chain industry. So feel free to check this token out, and you're able to buy it on KuCoin. That is where I'm getting my MNW tokens. So jumping back into the chart. So right now it seems like we're having some sort of a bull flag, but the longer we stay in this channel down pattern, I think we're going to eventually we're going to invalidate this bull flag, because already this is too much, right? So usually we don't have these huge channel down patterns for bull flags, but as of right now, this is still okay. But if we continue down all the way here to the low that we printed back in January of 2023, then obviously that is invalidating our bull flag. So potentially we could see that. We could see a move all the way back down to 93 cents. This is a low cap project, so it can be very volatile, extremely volatile. But I would look for some entries around $1, most definitely, if we were able to get that price. My average buy-in price, I don't even remember what that would be like. I think I bought a bunch of tokens all over the place here, and obviously all of my patrons are advised on all of my purchases immediately. So I would look as this 95 cents level as the major support level to look forward to if we do see a pullback in June after the FOMC meeting. Now, if I throw in a Fib retracement from the local high in February to the local low in January, you can see that we are arriving in this golden pocket here. So between the 0.5 Fib and between the 0.618. We are holding this level as support, and if we continue to do so, we may just create a foundation here, create a new support block here, and from there we can start moving up into the next move to the upside, which is presumably going to be September/August, which is when I am expecting the next bull trap to take place. But that's what we have for the daily chart. Now let's switch over to the daily RSI. You can obviously see that we are in a very similar situation with the daily RSI. We do have this channel pattern, or sideways channel, And once we end up breaking below the white support trend line, I would say that's when you want to be investing as much as possible. Not a financial advice, obviously, but once you're below the RSI of 30, that is when you're oversold. That is when you should be looking at good buying opportunities, and that's when you ideally want to be buying as much as possible. Now what you can do is you can add this support block here just so you know where to look for your buys. So we took this low in May 2022 and the low in December 2022. Those would be your major lows, and off of that we have this support block. Now let's switch over to the weekly chart real quick. And before we continue with the video, I quickly want to mention my Patreon that's linked down below in the description. If you enjoy my content, you want to get more exclusive content, and you want to support me at the same time, definitely feel free to check out the Patreon, because you're going to get a 7-day free access on my Patreon and an instant access to all of my content since October 2021, which is when I started. You'll get access to content like exclusive weekly podcasts, and we're starting to invite guests already. We have 40+ low cap gem posts. We have a bunch of project reviews. We have a bunch of resources that are going to help you save time and make more money with this upcoming bull market. So this is definitely a great exchange of value for the both of us. And once again, there's a 7-day free trial. Feel free to check it out. You can leave anytime, and let's continue with the video. Now switching over to the weekly chart on Morpheus network, as you can see, we have an ascending, massive ascending support trend line. So we had a bounce all the way back in April of 2020, then a bounce off of that same level in July last year and in October last year, and from there we've seen pumps every single time. So maybe once we are back down here retesting the white trend line, that is going to be the best entry you're ever going to have, potentially ever. Why I say ever is that once we bounce off of this, we may not come back down to that level. Of course, that depends on the pullback that we're going to be seeing later in the year, but for all I know, this could be one of the best entries that you could have into MNW, as the market cap is still relatively low. This doesn't mean that you're necessarily missing out, especially if you didn't buy here in April, obviously 3 years ago, or in July. This doesn't mean that you're missing out, because the project is still quite young and the market cap is quite low. Now, something to pay attention to is the descending resistance trend line that we have. So November 2021, we ran into that level at around about $4.50. So that was our major peak. And then we have this resistance level coming down, and we're running into it here in February this year as well. So that's a massive level for us to break out of. Once we get squeezed up here between the support and resistance, we might see a massive break to the upside, and potentially, retest $3, $2.50. We'll see. We never know where are we going to land or where are we going to be retracing to. But if we set up a fib retracement from the low in June last year to the swing high in October a few years ago, we are going to be looking at a $21 mark price for the MNW token based on the fib retracement. So we can obviously go much higher than that. It all depends on the marketing, on the demand that Morpheus network is going to be getting. But from what we see right now, based on the fib, this would be a nice retracement to the upside. And from where we are right now, that is a 1,400% move to the upside. From the bottom in June, that would be a 6,000% move to the upside. So this does look like a plausible bull market cycle top for MNW, but like I said, we never know. So let's just be patient. Let's average in when we can, and hopefully we'll make good money this upcoming bull market. So stick with the channel. We'll try to do everything together, guys, and thank you all for watching. I'm gonna see you in the next update. Take care and goodbye.